In the pursuit of dreams.
My apologies. I literally was trying to get like one thing all taken care of and done, and then it's like, oh no, I ran out of time before the ad showed up. Okay, let me just finish setting everything up here, and we should be pretty much solid to go. I just need to do a quick testing. Testing, testing, 1, 2. Testing, testing, 1, 2. All right, well, that was easy enough. Okay, so we are switching to this hotkey. I can turn this back on because I'm not playing ads anymore. So now we'll go to here. All right, hello and welcome to Kisara's Casual Corner. I am Kisara. Okay, now I need to get comfortable because there's a lot happening. All right, so we have toward the end of the year was like, okay, what am I going to finally finish out pretty much of the backlog of things? And then I realized I haven't done a follower request stream in a while. This particular follower, Jabrowski, has been requesting Kentucky Route Zero for the last couple of months now, and it has been on my wish list for quite some time. So I figured, what a better time to just get it done and whatnot than right now. I have time for it. I have tea. Not that the tea was necessary for it to be done, but you know, I have it. Might as well. I also have Gatorade, so that's always good. So that's the game plan. So decided, well, I'm just going to do some Kentucky Route Zero. So today's stream and probably Friday, because if I understand it correctly, it's a 5-act thing, kind of like King's Quest or something like that, where we get kind of something episodic. So I imagine this is probably going to take several days of stream since I only stream for a couple hours a day. No more than 4, unless like I'm really, really having a good one. But generally speaking, theater and theater of escape, 3 hours is a sweet spot, and that's really what you should go for. Anything more than that, and people are like, I have other things I need to do. So, theater of escape, 3 hours ish. So I imagine that this stream is going to probably take like at least to the end of the year. But that's the game plan, is to get through it and to sort of see what the story is. People have told me great things about it. The reviews look good, so I'm excited to get started. It's got 24 achievements. I imagine some of them are like complete an act, and I'm like, yeah, that sounds about right. There are 5 of them, so that should be 5 easy achievements right there. The rest, I'm nervous for. If you hear my fan going, I am on fire. I am very warm, so I apologize for that. I tend to have to keep it on. I think I have to turn it down just a little bit. There we go. Excellent. All right, so let us get the party started. Here we go, starting up with Kentucky Route Zero. So just a note, this is my first playthrough. Never done it before. I have inklings of what it's about, but I really only have an idea from some screenshots here and there. Um, Choose a slot to load. A blank notebook, empty, empty, empty. So I can choose, I guess this is like my loading where I'll save all my stuff. So I can save it in a blank notebook, I can save it in a blank videotape, or a blank audio tape. Now, I'm a voice actress, so I think I'll save it in the blank audio tape. Not that this is the most important decision of my life, but why not, right? So let's kick back and start. All right, so we start with chapter 1. Oh, yeah. I'm also going to check to make sure my sound's okay. So give me 1 second as I figure this out. Equus Oils. I think my sound should be fine. Diesel engine rumbles. Okay, so I can look at the truck or I can look at the dog. I'm gonna look at the dog. Xander's right here. An old hound and a straw hat. Both have seen better days. I can look at the truck. A moving truck rumbles softly to itself. Painted on its side are the words Lisette's Antiques. Furniture, glassware, curiosities. Okay. Ah, so that's how I move around. Okay. Oh, this dog is so old. Oh. So I can see the attendant. Joseph sits between gas pumps in a Queen Anne armchair. His hair is gray and his glasses darkened. Dang, did you hear about that wreck? Truck full of bottles. I don't know, beer bottles, whiskey, lost a tire or something, and spilled booze and glass all over the interstate, says Joseph, the attendant. What a mess. I hope they don't come down here looking for anything. We blew a fuse and it's all shut off. Did I hear a dog? What's your dog's name? So Conway, who's a truck driver, it looks like, this guy. Conway says his name is Homer. Or his name is Blue. Or just some dog. I don't know his name. I'm going to name her Blue because Wolf's Rain. So my choices are his name is Homer, her name is Blue, just some dog, I don't know his name. So I'm going to choose her name is Blue. I took a screenshot because I know Drake would love that. Joseph says, Blue sounds like a sweet old hound. I used to know a dog like that. Here's some jerky for Blue. I made it myself. Didn't turn out too well, but I bet a dog will eat it. Would you eat? You would eat it, Xander, right? My dog would definitely eat it. Getting late, right? I can feel the sun on my neck. I bet it's just a few feet off the horizon. I have choices. I have my choice 1. I've been driving all evening looking for 5 Dogwood Drive. Or I got a delivery to make on Dogwood, but I'd rather watch the sunset. I've got a delivery to make on Dogwood, but I'd rather watch the sunset. Joseph replies, yeah, it's the truth. You gotta stop and breathe in that road. I bet while you're out driving, you let your eyes wander up the tree line and you just, well, I bet you're more of a poet than old Joseph. 3 choices. So, where is Dogwood Drive? How long have you been working here? Do you like poetry? Why not? Doesn't seem like we have a lot of time to... we have some time to kill. How long have you been working here, Joseph? Joseph responds, I've been working here a number of years. It's pretty okay. You know, I have an advanced degree and a few publications. It's pretty okay here. Listen, you and Blue would have been driving all up and down 65 all night. Dogwood Drive is on the other side of... Well, to get there, you've got to take the 0. The 0 is a tough route to find, but you can use my computer to look up the directions. You'll first have to head down into the basement and reset all the circuit breaker first. I'll be happy to have those whining lights back up anyway. It's too darn quiet around here. The basement door is back there in the office. Appreciate your friend. And oh, and here. Take this lamp. It gets dark. Okay. Ah, so that's my light. Okay. So now we're inside. Basement. They're basement people. Emily, Ben, and Bob sit in folding chairs behind a worn card table. Papers, oddly shaped dice, and highway maps cover the tabletop. We can talk to them. Conway clears his throat. Choice 1. Have y'all seen the breaker box down here? Choice 2. Oh, sorry. I didn't know anyone was down here. Choice 2. Oh, sorry. I didn't know anyone was down here. Emily says to Bob, "Did you hear something?" Bob says to Emily, No, sorry, I was looking at the rules again. Ben says to Bob, "It gets easier as you go. Look, you said you rolled a 5, right? That means you get to pick up your marker and move it anywhere on the map." Bob says to Ben, "So it's your turn now, right?" Ben says to Bob, "Oh, yeah, I guess so. Where'd you put that 20-sided dice?" Emily says, "I don't see it. Did you drop it?" Bob says, "It should be easy to find. It glows in the dark." Hi, Karma. How's it going? I've heard about this game over and over for years and years, but never played it. This is my first time playing it also. I just got it on sale finally. Decided, you know, why not? And Jabrowski, who has requested it for like the last 3 months, he says, "You got to stream Kentucky Route Zero." And I finally said, all right, that's what I'm going to do for the end of the year, is to stream this game. So I hope you enjoy it. I am excited to see what it's like. I actually love the art for it, so I'm curious. I am late. Pedra, how are you? It's good to have you in. Both you and Karma, welcome in. We are playing Kentucky Route Zero. As I guess, I've actually never really looked into it either. It seems to be a kind of like a point maneuver, adventure, roleplay, choices kind of scenario. It's just a story, an interactive story. So there's that. I'm excited. We just got to Equus Oils. Up here is the attendant. He says, please, he'll tell us how to get to our antique store that we're making this delivery off with this truck if we turn on the circuit breaker. We came down here to look for the circuit breaker. Oh, Karma. I read an article about it when the final installment finally came out. Said that the extended release schedule had unique positive impact on the original playthrough experience because the vague, fuzzy memories of earlier installments while playing the later ones strongly matched the oral storytelling of the game. Oh, so did we miss out on that kind of scenario? Oh. I've only played one episodic game like that. I believe. No, I guess technically speaking I've played 2 if you count Redwall. I played Act 1. I have Act 2 and 3, but they're not quite the same. And the other one is King's Quest. I played that on Xbox. The remaster. That's the only one I can think of. You could always force yourself to space each installment out by 2 months. No, I refuse. I can't. I would, but I think I'd rather play them all through. Not that I'm going to miss the experience, but who knows? We'll see what happens. I think I'd rather play them all in a sitting. There's a sign, not in one sitting, but I can wait, which like maybe 4 or 5 days, which will be its own fuzziness. A dusty, rusty sign is bolted onto the wall. Sign says, "These are the rules. 1. No open flames near gasoline. 2. No consumption of beer or spirits on the premises. 3. In case of sudden darkness, do not panic. Relax. Count backwards from 5. 4. Strictly limit the time spent in the basement to fewer than 3 minutes every hour." It does seem like a good way to live. What if I turn off my light? Huh. Aha. I found the game piece. Conway picks up the glowing 20-sided die and inspects it. A number 5 is facing up. It's just a small piece of plastic, but it has a reassuring, almost comforting weight. He places the object in his jacket pocket. So now I should make it back over here. They were looking for this die at this table. Huh? The table is empty. Folding chairs are arranged around the worn card table. The chairs are empty, and the surface of the table is bare. Choice. Choice 1. Conway places the 20-sided die on the table. Choice 2. Conway keeps the 20-sided die in his pocket and walks away. I will place the 20-sided die on the table. We made it to the breaker. All the lights are on. We'll talk to Joseph again. Joseph says, well, there it is. Just listen to those white lights whine. Yep. Choice 1. Well, I'd better get those directions and head to the 0 if you don't mind. Or 2. There were some people down in your basement playing some kind of game, but they're gone now. I will pick choice 2. There were people down in your basement playing some kind of game, but they're gone now. Joseph replies, in the basement? No, I don't think so. Maybe that lamplight was playing tricks on you, huh? Well, strange things happen underground, especially in the dark. So, computer's in the office? You're looking for Marquez. She knows her way around those roads. She'll get you to the 0. The password is, darn, I usually just feel it out. Muscle memory, you know? It's kind of long, kind of like a short poem. One of those short poems that really sums it all up. You'll figure it out. If you don't mind my asking, I'm assuming that my balance is okay. But if you hear anything off, please let me know. I think it should be fine. Okay. So now we're going to the office. And we're going to the computer. Conway taps a key, waking the computer from its reverie. Computer says, user. I guess I'll type my own name. My choice 1 is Conway. Choice 2 is type Joseph. I choose choice 1, type my own name, Conway. Computer says, user Conway is not real. User. Alright, we'll type Joseph. Computer says password. Choice 1, wheels slide loose. Choice 2, stars drop away. Choice 3, I talk and listen to him talking. Insist on your own existence. I am Conway. I should have. I really should have. I talk and listen to him talking. Choice 3. Huh. Nobody saw the accident. Choice 1. Choice 2. The moon throbs. Choice 3. It's late. The moon throbs? Choice 1. You just breathe air. I guess it's late was actually the correct one, to be perfectly honest. Choice 1. You breathe road. Type 2. The lights whine. Choice 3. It will only get later. The lights whine. Apparently, it's a password. Who knew? Password accepted. Joseph says, shouting, how's it going in there? Figuring it all out? Sure you are. Choice 1, messages. Typing, messages. Choice 2, typing, address book. Choice 3, typing, games. Choice 4, typing, Exit. Games. Computer says, games is not real. I insist. What would happen if I asked for the same thing? It probably would just tell me the same thing. It did. I typed in games again. It says it again. I will get what I want. I will move the story forward. Typing. Messages. Computer says, message 1 is from Donald at hotmail. Message 2 is from accounts at Consolidated Mail. Choices: read message 1, read message 2, or exit. Read message 1, because I'm that person. I don't do this in real life, by the way, only in computer games, when I want a bit more information, and probably even get achievements from time to time. Subject: fragments dim of lovely forms. Message: Joseph, I know it's been a while, and I know you're still sore, but there's a whole world in here, and we need your help to unmask it. Yes, the caves are cold and damp. We are old and lame. Never mind, I can't remember why I even started writing this. I missed those days in the lab, with you and our dear Lula. Maybe you found your own Xanadu. Well, so have I. End of message. Alright, and then she tells me the messages again. I can now read message 2. From Accounts Consolidated.mail. Subject: account standing, urgent. Dear Ekis Oils, this is an urgent automated message that your account is overdue by more than 14 days. In response, we have switched you to our low reliability Dirty Power Plus plan. Consider making a payment immediately to obviate the need for us to switch you to Sustained Brownout Select. Sincerely, your friends at the Consolidated Power Company. End of message. Well, at least it's not Eddie and Son. Alright, so now we exit, because there's no more messages. Exit. And so now we type address book. Address book. Typing the 0, Dogwood Drive, Marquez, or exit address book. Let's type Dogwood Drive for the insistence on the existence. Hey, Prinny, how's it going? Dogwood Drive first. Address Dogwood Drive is not real. Address book. I type in the 0, choice 1. Computer says address the 0 is not real. Address book. Okay, so just like Joseph said, we're going to type in Marquez. I'm still very, very sad, but I'm doing much better, if that makes sense. It does, and I'm glad you're doing much, much better, and I hope that this situation resolves. How was your stream anyway? I went I didn't mean I didn't mean to like clean off the camera as I was talking to you guys. I'm like, yeah, how's it going? You stare at my fingers the entire time. Yeah, I'm glad you're doing better, though I understand that you were distraught. So yeah, let me know. Insist that you exist. Insist that you exist. Don't go softly into that darkened night. That's actually not how that poem goes, but I've long since forgotten for some reason, though I read it the other day, so there is that. So maybe I read that poem the other day, literally out loud, and now I don't remember. So waiting 2 months doesn't even have to happen, Karma. I can wait 2 days and I'll forget half of what I just did in this game. Done. Easy. Stream went good. I zoned out, so went for like 6 hours. I was like, all right, go to town. Do what you got to do, bud. We're typing Marquez. Marquez Residence, 100 Mocando Lane. Head northeast on 65 and turn left as soon as you see that ugly tree that's always on fire. Look for the barn at the base of the mountain there. Can't miss it. Joseph, shouting, you got it? Out there on Mocano somewhere, right? Yeah, that's it. Hey, look, while you were down there, I loaded that old TV of mine into your truck. I borrowed that thing from Weaver Marquez a number of years ago, and now that power is all weird over here. I can't pick up anything but static and public access anyway. She was always more of a reader, but maybe she'd want it back at home. It's a nice TV. So, okay. So now we're going to take this over there. 6 hours of being able to kind of turn off your brain a little bit doesn't sound so bad. Joseph says, as we talked to him one last time, sun's gone down. You and Blue better get on that road if you're going to make your delivery. I can talk to Blue. Conway scratches behind Blue's right ear. Choice 1. How's it going, Blue? Choice 2. Take it easy, Blue. I'll do choice 1. How's it going, Blue? Next choice. What do you think of this place? How about a treat? Take it easy, Blue. Choice 1. What do you think of this place? It's odd I never noticed it driving by. Seems like they're really on the rocks. I'll take choice 1. It's odd I never noticed it driving by. How about a treat? Here's some jerky from the gas station attendant. Ooh, I got achievement. I bet the dog will eat it. Choice 1. He's a bit odd, isn't he? Choice 2. He reminds me a bit of your old Aunt Ira. Let's go with choice 2. Here's some jerky from the gas station attendant. He reminds me a bit of your old man Ira. Choice 1. Do you miss that guy? Choice 2. He was a good man, a good boss. Choice 2. He was a good man, a good boss. End of conversation. We walk to the truck. Diesel engine rumbles. Conway is ready to leave. Or Conway takes a minute to think. Choice 1. Conway is ready to leave. We'll see. Maybe I'll find all sorts of stuff. Alright, so we have Equus Oils here on I-65. Oh, no. Wait. Northeast, right? Oh, ooh. What was that? Here it is. A tall black oak burns on a hill above the road. Ah, found it. Marquez Farmhouse. This is Mammoth Caves Parkway. Act 1, Scene 2. Marquez Farmhouse. Farmhouse? Farm? Ours are actually quite difficult. I don't know what to tell you. I definitely said farmhouse. I heard you say fam house the first time, so I was like, no, I might have said something similar in passing. You know what, Brittany? It's totally obvious. I can obviously do it. Those are two different house types, Kasara. I always, Kasara. I feel like when you said that, like, you kind of went into, like, 90s sitcom, like, Kasara. Those are two different houses. Ah! I just saw someone walk across me, and it scared me. So we're going to talk to Blue now. Choice 1. Pretty dark out here, huh? Or choice 2. I guess we just head up the path. Is that different from path? So I guess we just head up the path here. The farmhouse is up the hill a bit. All right. So awesome. I can't words. I'd see. So we have choice 1 or choice 2. I'm going to pick choice 2. So I guess we just head up the path here. The farmhouse is just up the hill a bit. Choice 1. Keep an eye on the truck, all right. Choice 2. Maybe I can borrow you a treat up there. The walking. I'm reading stuff. Maybe I can borrow you a treat up there. Alright, so I take a look at the lamp. A street lamp lights the base of a dusty path leading up the hill. Oh, Blue, are you coming with me? What happens if I bring the dog with me? It's slow walking. Old doggy. Aw, look at him. Aw. Xander. Xander's asleep. Okay, so he won't follow. We'll just horseshoe our way up to the farmhouse. There's a graveyard. A family graveyard is set off to the side of the house. Headstones are inscribed with the surnames of the unfortunate. Nowakowski, Padilla, Marquez. I guess I just go up to the house. I love the geometric trees. I absolutely love that. And the geometric bushes. Light switch. Weaver says, I was just thinking what a lovely house we have. Do you like it? Have you been here before? Did you happen to see an owl? 3 very different questions. Choice 1, sure, it's a nice house. Choice 2, no, I've never been here before. 3, I didn't see any owl. I feel like I would have to answer the owl question first. It's the first out of place question I have. You could say they're geometries. 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 Geometries? Geometries! Yeah, I got it. It took me a second. I got it. I had to say it like several times before I finally get. There's your dad jokes of dad jokes. Dad jokes that make you go, what? Yeah, I know, right? 100%. Back to the story. Weaver asked if we had seen an owl. I did not see any owl. Choice 3. Weaver says, I know. I saw it out the window once. Big, ugly thing. All sound and fury. Well, it's gone now. There used to be another house here, but we had it destroyed. And we built this one. It was very expensive, and we got quite underwater. What do you do for work? Is it too difficult, or do you like it very much? I was once a mathematician. Are you looking for something in particular here? There's a lot happening in that. They're just going. Choice 1, I drive deliveries for a small antique shop. Choice 2, it's better than being in a ditch. 3, I'm looking for 0. Choice 1, I will choose. Conway says, I drive deliveries for a small antique truck. Weaver replies, I believe it's hard times for a small antique truck. It's hard times everywhere, even out here on our little farm. My parents stopped paying the bank a while back. I shouldn't even be here, but I just stayed. I have some notebooks. I'm only a little bored. I might prefer to watch TV occasionally. Choice 1, Joseph says you're too smart for TV. Choice 2, actually, I have a TV here that I think belongs to you. I will take choice 2. Actually, I have a TV here that belongs to you. Will you please set it up? Then I can explain how to get to where you're going. The 0. I know. Okay, so let's set up the TV. Talk to Weaver again, I guess. Weaver says, that's not how it's supposed to look. You've made a mistake setting it up. Is it a foreign object to you? Which of your parents was it who wouldn't allow you to watch television? Choice 1, Ma thought she heard ghosts in the static. Choice 2, Dad thought it was radioactive. Choice 3, I know how to set up a TV. Do I want to be the ghost in the attic or the radioactive one? Or ghost in the static? Dad thought it was radioactive. Choice 2. I know about that. He was ill, wasn't he? Mentally, I mean. Kind of cautious, timid. Choice 1. Cautious? Yeah, that's a way to put it. Choice 2. No, things just had to be a certain way. Choice 3. No, just expressive. I'm going with choice 3. No, just expressive. Weaver replies, you have it all backwards. I'm not surprised. Are you? Have you been paying attention? I don't think you have. It's time to start paying attention now, Conway. Look closely at the television. We look at the TV. We zoomed in to what looks like a barn. Weaver says, hey, wake up. You spaced out for a minute. There. Conway says, choice 1, the picture on a TV. Or choice 2, what do you keep out in that barn? The barn we're currently looking at. There's 2 horses in front of it and a giant diamond on the front. Diamond-looking shape? What do you keep out in that barn? I'll take choice 2. Used to be tools and feed, then books. Now I think it's mostly spiders. That TV's picking up the wrong signal. My cousin Shannon would know more about that. She fixes TVs for a living. She used to. I think the new models are giving her some trouble. Choice 1, so I really just need to get to the 0. Or choice 2, your cousin? I've choose choice 2. That's my father's brother's daughter, Shannon. We're about the same age. Well, we used to be. She's older now. She has a workshop up north a ways, by the lake, right where Poenia Wax Road meet. It's a big bait and tackle shop, and she fixes TVs in the back. Do you like fishing? Honestly, I'm not convinced you should bother with the 0. I'd much rather you find my cousin and fix my TV. But I'll get you headed in the right direction. So it's pretty easy. Get back on the 65 heading north, then take the first right after the artificial limb factory. From there, your arrival at 0 is basically inevitable. Nice to know you, Conway. Keep your eyes open, especially in the dark. We zoom back out. And I guess he's gone. Okay. Ooh, stink, what's this? An abandoned spiderweb stretches from the bottom of a saucepan. A skillet is seasoned with dust. The stove. A disused wood-burning stove is set up in one ash-dusted corner of the room. It's cold to the touch. So no one's been here for a long time. That's what I'm getting. Can't go downstairs, it looks like. I guess there's nothing else over there. That's the graveyard. I hear the owl. I hear it now. Alright, we'll go back to the truck. That's the graveyard we saw earlier. The Bedquilt Ramblers play You've Got to Walk on the radio. Oh, sorry, over here. While they're playing, let's talk to Blue. Let's see. Conway's choice 1. There are some horses out there behind the house. Or, I just met the strangest lady. I know, it's actually pretty catchy. Very Soggy Bottom Boys. Let's see, there are some horses beyond the trees outside. Choice 1. Remember the horses and you, Lisette, and Ira had? Or choice 2. I guess they don't sleep in the barn. I picked choice 1. Remember the horses you and Lisette and Ira had? The next choices. I miss them sometimes, the horses. Or 2. Yours didn't like to sleep in the barn either. I miss the horses too. Choice 1. I miss them sometimes, the horses. Conway has places to go, or Conway has nowhere to go. I have places to go, so let's go. Yeah, it's country music. Okay, so we found the burning fence. So if we get back in the Findy 5 and we go north, it will find us. Also, if you click, it will go where you're going. So don't go if you don't have to. So this is Mammoth Cave Parkway. What's this? This is Mammoth Cave Road. I wanted to see if I could find this wax road, which I believe is... There's a museum we're passing. A sign in front of the building just reads museum. The lights are off, but the front door is open. Choices. Enter the museum. Choice 2. Drive away. Enter the museum. Conway steps through the museum's doors. A few feet inside the museum's doors, the ambient sound of the highway drops away. The room is cold, dark, and still. A book lies open on the table in the center of the room. An open hallway extends to the left. Large doors bar the path ahead. Choices. Walk to the hallway. Choice 2. Walk through the glass doors. Choice 3. Look at the book. Choice 4. Exit the museum. I will choose choice 3. Look at the book. Conway looks at the book. There is no title on the book's spine or cover. A 3-word phrase is written in pencil on the first page, is smudged and indecipherable. On the first page, someone has left an ink drawing of a horse. Several dozen blank pages later, at the end of the book, is an elaborate ink drawing of a one-legged man working an antique adding machine surrounded by whiskey bottles. Okay, I was wondering if there was a scroll up, which I do. Choice 2, walk through the glass doors. The glass doors won't budge. To apply any more force would likely break them. Force the doors. Conway applies more force to the doors. The glass shatters. Somewhere ahead, a light switches on. After a moment, it switches off. The room is dark again, and the floor is covered in broken glass. Choice 2, walk through the glass doors. Broken glass grinds under Conway's boots as he walks down the hall. He has a feeling of being in a larger space. Very little light reaches the far end of the hallway. Feel the walls, feel the floor, or return to the entrance. Let's feel the walls. Currently, the floor is covered in glass. Conway runs his hands along the walls. The walls are completely smooth and strangely warm. Conway can feel his breath and sweat condensing on the surface. Let's feel the floor. Conway kneels and runs his hands along the floor. The floor is completely smooth, and strangely warm. Conway can feel his breath and sweat condensing on the surface. Return to the entrance. Alright, so a book lies open on the table in the center of the room. An open hallway extends to the left. A path is strewn with broken glass. Walk to the hallway. Conway walks down the hallway to the left. Conway's steps echo against the hall's marble floor and arched ceilings. Have ghost? Who knows? Maybe we're exploring stuff. I'm just reading. I can't jump scare read, can I? Plexiglass boxes line the walls. The hallway dead ends on a darkened display case. Choices. Look at the boxes on the walls. Choice 2. Look at the darkened display case. Choice 3. Return to the entrance. I choose choice 1 first. Conway examines the boxes on the walls. The first box, just a few feet into the hall, contains an assortment of bird wings. Some are missing feathers. One large, brightly colored wing almost glows in the moonlight. Its feathers are intact, but a piece of bone pokes awkwardly from the tip. Look at the darkened display case. The display case is several yards wide, but just a few feet off the ground. It's unlit, and back in this corner of the darkened museum, very little moonlight creeps in. A gold-plated plaque on the surface of the case is a bit easier to read. It recounts a short history of fowl hunting in the region and then speculates, abruptly, about the nature of addiction. A little abrupt. Choice 3, return to the entrance. We have now explored the entirety of this and not one ghost has come through. So I think we can now exit. Choice 4, exit the museum. Alright, now we drive away. Okay, so we're currently on Mammoth Road. Or Mammoth Cave Road. This is Brownsville Road. What's up here? This is Annetta Road. That's Morgantown Road. Alright, so what's over here? That's still Brownsville Road. Pig Road. Louisville Road. Smiths Grove Road. Otter Gap Road. Chalbiet Road School Road. Shady Land Church Road. But I found Buffalo Creek Rec Center, it looks like. The office of the Buffalo Creek Rural Electric Cooperative Corporation is almost invisible from the road. Its parking lot overgrown with weeds and facade sheltered by ivy. Choice 1, look in a window. Choice 2, enter the front door. Choice 3, drive away. First, look in the window. A sinewy shadow obstructs the view of the window. Enter the front door. The floor is loosely covered in dirt. Parts of the carpet have rotted it with exposure to rain. Wild mushrooms grow in the corners of the room. The wall behind the front desk has been mostly rotted away. It looks fragile. Push through the back wall. Conway finds himself in what may have once been a conference room. The floor has fallen away in places and filled with a dark green mire. The walls of the conference room are decayed and damaged. Push through another wall. The drywall dissolves as Conway pushes through it, falling in damp clumps in the marsh. He breaks through into a long hallway. A glow of bioluminescent fungus casts a faint blush on the walls. Conway has a feeling that he has interrupted something. After a moment of silence, the frog chorus continues. Okay. Mount Olive Gherkin Road. Okay, so I can only go on the roads that are currently lit up. Mount Olive Road. And then here we're on the 31. Glasgow Road. Oh, sorry, Louisville Road. This one's Glasgow. Porter Pike. Let's see, that's Grotz Hydro Road. This one should be Smith's Grove Scottsville Road. Old Bowling Green Road, Mary Oaks Rallian Road, Rocky Hill, Barren River RECC. The exterior of Barren River Rural Electric Cooperative Corporation is a dingy beige sprinkled with a fading graffiti. The front door hangs open from a broken hinge. The windows are dark. Quote 1. Look into a window. The windows are too dirty to see anything inside but a few dim shapes. Furniture, or livestock. Enter the front door. The room feels empty with no furniture other than built-in front desk, host to a disconnected telephone, and a few empty beer cans. Meandering lines of color has been spray painted along the walls. Behind the desk, a hallway leads into darkness. Pick up the telephone. There's no dial tone. The phone is disconnected. Listen closer, because I have that as an option. Or put the phone down. But I'm going to listen closer. With the phone pressed close to his ear, Conway can hear a thin, quiet roar, like the ocean or the highway. I enter the hallway. The hallway passes several smaller office doors. It quickly disappears into darkness. Something is glowing in the distance. Barely. Walk to the dark end of the hall. Choice 1. I took it. Conway walks to the dark end of the hall. The door at the far end of the hallway is tightly closed, but a warm glow bleeds in from its edges. Open the door. The handle is loose and the door swings open easily. The hallway fills with warmth, light, and the smells of smoke and coffee. About a dozen men and women sit around a campfire in the middle of a large room. Cubicle walls have been cut into pieces, some leaning against the walls, some arranged into stacks of firewood. One of the women waves to Conway and offers him an empty chair. It's missing some wheels, but it's comfortable and easy to adjust to his height. Someone takes a pot hung above the fire and pours coffee into a styrofoam cup. Conway accepts it, and they all return to watching the fire. All right, so I found people. Scottsville Road, Cumberland and Parkway, Main Street, Columbia Avenue, Coral Hill Road. This should be a beltway. Veterans Outer Loop. That's what I was thinking. I was like, it has to be an outer loop of some sort. Roger Wells Boulevard, Happy Valley Road, Main Street. What's this in here? Cleveland Avenue, Cumberland Parkway, New Bowling Green, Boyne Air Road. Carefully. Ooh, dragonflies. What's this? I'm carefully exploring all of them. Apparently, I have no need for gas. All right, so I observed dragonflies. The truck jerks forward toward the shoulder, nearly run off the road by a swarm of dragonflies. Their wings beat briefly in the headlights and then disappear into the night. That's crazy. So here's Griderville Road. There's more dragonflies. The dragonflies vary their pace as the truck approaches. They scatter. After a minute or two, Conway can hear swelling whine to the southeast. Okay. Oh, we found a house. The truck pulls up to a house with an intensely bright porch light. A cloud of dragonflies swell around the light, darting, hovering, turning at right angles. There are no lights on in the house. A stencil on the mailbox reads 2880 Beaker Boulevard, and below, written in marker, "No solicitors. I work for long hour and retire early." And this is Coral Hill Road. Okay. So I'm thinking I probably gonna have to go north anyway, so I just gotta take the 65. Lonky Road, LeGrand Highway, Charles Moran Highway, Old Mumforville Road, Dixie Highway. I found a factory on Ellen Turnpike Road. L&N Turnpike Road. A creek runs along the side of the highway and then turns dirty brick building. A grinding drone from within the building is faintly audible from the interstate. Flood lights on the lawn illuminate the smokestacks. At the edge of the building's parking lot, a large sign, partially obscured by trees, reads, Artificial Limb Factory. Oh, isn't this where she worked? We can't go inside it. On ramp? I don't know what on ramp is, but I'm going to come back to that. Alright, here's Hammond Road. Frenchman Knob Road. Bacon Creek. Priceville. Raider Hill. Wheeler Mill. Grayson Springs. Oh, here we are, Wax Road. Bait shop, we found it. Conway pulls into the bait shop parking lot. Vaulted above the road on a thin steel bar, a handwritten sign reads, Live bait, minnows small and also large for stripers, night crawlers, chips, and beer. Oh, stripers, not strippers, stripers. A very different bait shop if we're going for strippers. Also large for stripers, night crawlers, chips, and beer. A green flyer hangs loosely from a bit of masking tape at eye level. Sorry, Pedro. Stripers, not strippers. To the shop's right, a dirt parking lot sprawls unevenly into grass and then eventually to trees. The bait shop is open. Enter the bait shop, choice 1. Read the flyer, choice 2. Drive away, choice 3. First, I'll read the flyer. Computer printed type in bold font surrounds a clip art illustration of a TV set. The TV has eyes, arms, legs. Its shoulders are slouched. On the screen is a cartoon expression of exhausted nausea. A hot water bottle rests against its wire antenna. TV repair. No model too old. Inquire within. We do not sell digital converter boxes. So let's enter the shop. Choice 1. Narrow aisles crowded with lures, reels, rods, and snacks divide the shop lengthwise from the entrance to the cashier's counter. The left wall is lined with churning tanks of water. Pedro says, I am now trying to decide who is less dangerous. Who? We haven't really met. Everyone that we've met so far is like docile. They gave us coffee at the last place, Pedro. First, we'll look into the tanks. Choice 1. 3 metal tanks aren't labeled, and the water is too agitated to get a clear view of what's inside each one. The contents of the first tank are vaguely gray. The second is a muddy pink. The third is clear, but shiny silver flecks occasionally flash along its surface. The choices are to reach into each tank, and we're going to do them. First, strippers or stripers? I imagine stripers don't talk back. I don't know. Strippers can. I don't know. Strippers, I think are very capable. So I would probably say, as far as danger is concerned, at the very least, to be aware of like the capabilities of strippers in comparison to stripers, which is just a fish. Just a fish. We shall reach into the first tank. Is it more dangerous to say? Yeah. Conway's hand brushes against something roughly the size of his palm. I do not like doing the test of reaching into things that I can't see, by the way. So we do it in the game because that's the only way I'll be able to do it. I play piano. I have no interest in trying to accidentally damage my hand with a scare or a practical joke. So in this game, we'll live vicariously. Reach deeper into the tank. Conway's hands comes into contact with a scaly, uneven surface. As he runs his fingers along the bottom, beads of sweat bridges inches from his temple to the water's surface. Something bites at his forearm. He recoils. Cool. We shall reach into the second tank. Conway's fingers slip through something fleshy, but inert. The sensation is nauseating. Reach deeper into the tank. As his elbow passes into the pinkish mash, he realizes he's about to be sick from the smell and pulls away. Is valid questioning. It's true. It is true. So we reach into the third tank. The water seems to tremble with life. Conway can't tell if his hand is being nibbled by fish or massaged by an artificial current. As his eyes near the surface of the water, he can see something colorful glowing faintly at the bottom of the tank. Reach deeper into the tank. A tremor spreads from his elbow out to his fingertips and up to the base of his shoulder. His vision flickers. The water is running warm under his skin now, and he has the sensation that something is about to snap. His eyes close. He lays on a rooftop, new shingles rough beneath his back, swelling in the noon sun. He is exhausted. They must have started before dawn. His legs are sore from holding the stable on uneven surface, his wrists from breaking old sealant, his fingers from carefully lifting shingles to hammer down new ones. His boss, Ira, yells from the idling truck below. He shades his eyes with a hand. A beer would be good. It's barely past noon, but he's worked a full day already. What could the harm be? Maybe a shot at the counter, just to get his eyes open. Then a beer. He could offer to drive into town for lunch and stop in the place on Cumberland. The cashier pushes Conway roughly on the shoulder. He's been talking, yelling maybe, but it's all an echo now. Relaxing water sound? Yeah, except for apparently the water made him hallucinate a memory. Conway looks up, his neck stiff with pain, his right palm still tingling. The cashier points to the tank, then above it to a few holes torn in the wall, nail holes with an electric sign that has come dislodged and fallen into the water. He helps Conway to his feet, looks at him pitifully, and returns to the cash register. So the next place we're going to check out is Cumberland, which is in the south. All right, so now we're going to make our way to the cash register. Basically, we got an electric shock. A wiry cashier stands behind the register, preoccupied with a Sudoku puzzle. Choice 1, ask about Shannon Marquez's workshop. Choice 2, ask about the basketball game. Choice 3, walk away. Of the ridiculousness that I am, we shall ask about the basketball first. The cashier switches on the radio. An AM sports broadcast is playing, but Conway can't be sure if it's meant to answer or to drown out his questions. Let's now ask about Shannon Marquez's workshop. A handwritten sign on the door behind the counter reads, TV repairs by appointment. Please consult with cashier. The cashier knocks a few times on the door, waits, occasionally glancing at his puzzle. After a few moments with no answer, he notices a smaller note written on the sign, reads it, and points it out to Conway. Read a note on the workshop door. Weaver, I got your message. Have left for the old mine. Don't know if I will see you there or what. Ready either way. So now we walk away. And I guess that's that. So let's check out Cumberland. right? In the hallucination that we had. Grab a coffee in that place on Cumberland. So Cumberland was south, if I recall. Vaulted above the road on a thin steel bar was a handwritten sign. Oh, now we're outside. It's reading this stuff from outside. All right, drive away. So now we need to make our way to Cumberland. Oh, what is this road, by the way? Oh, this is Peonia Road, Rocky Hills Estate. All right, Cumberland should be south. Now we're on Annetta Road. Oh, we saw an airplane. Huh? Two shirtless, shoeless men push a light aircraft along the highway. Occasionally, one or the other slips a bit on the sweating asphalt, or stops to pull back his hair. The rubber is almost worn away on the wheels. Soon, these men will be dragging an airplane. The men are nearly broken. They're practically dragging it anyway. There's not even a back wheel. All right. Choices. Conway doesn't want to stay any longer. Conway stays put. We are going to keep moving. Okay. What's this road? Sunfish B Road. There's a church. A singing chorus echoes from within the church. The building is a 1-story tall with a pitched roof and a 3-story spire rising from the front. Basically like every church you've ever seen in like storybooks. The top section of a spire is made of stained glass, and interior light illuminates the pines in red, green, and blue. A large LED display glows in the parking lot. Light of the Last Great Awakening Baptist Church. Drive away. Brownsville Road. Okay, we've got to be hitting Cumberland somewhere in this area. I remember it being somewhere over here. There's a diner here on Grotz Hydro Road. The diner doesn't appear to have a name. A vinyl banner slung above the door simply reads 24 hours. It has only one window behind which the blinds are tightly closed. Conway tries the door. The door swings open easily. Bell rings nearby. The interior of the diner is pitched black. Choice 1, walk in. Choice 2, wait a moment to adjust to the darkness, or leave. I'll take 2. Conway stands in the doorway waiting for his eyes to adjust. A bit of errant light from a nearby highway creeps in through the open door, and gradually Conway is able to make out a few figures inside. 2 old men in trucker hats sit in a corner booth with a checkers board set on the table between them. A young woman standing behind the counter in an apron must be a waitress. Yeah. Prinny says, see, it depends on the water sound. Rain is relaxing, but river streams make me want to pee. So does Enya. Her songs sound like a river. Be right back, dying. I play her songs. I love playing her songs. Her songs on the piano are wonderful to play. I love them very much. Um, yeah, only time, but they're very. It's very much like it's either this or you know kind of scenario. Okay, that's enough of that. A young woman standing behind a corner counter in an apron must be a waitress. If Enya is playing at any point in this, yes, Pedro. Who can say where the road goes? After who can say where the and that's it. I have no more idea what the lyrics say. It just turns into air and like the need for like the bathroom. If Enya plays at any point in this game, you might get your VOD muted. Or not. I don't know. Maybe Enya just kind of like just kind of slips underneath the current because guess what? Her song just slipped past you and then you're like in a different zone world. It's like it's weird. Enya's song kind of like, wait, when did I end up in like the fourth dimension? That's what Enya feels like. It's like I kind of just zone out and then suddenly I'm in the Twilight Zone. Remind me to ask about Enya more often. I love it. It's creepy in like a very neutral way. It's like chaos creepy, you know? Enya either makes me feel like I've hit the Twilight Zone or I'm just like I have to pee or suddenly I'm like in a field and wishing Sarah McLachlan was singing instead. The cook stares blankly from the kitchen. The door slams shut and the room's dark again. So let's see. I'm going to sit down at the counter. Conway walks in the direction of the counter. He hits his knee on something hard and metallic, winces quietly, and then carefully finds his way to a stool. He places his hand on the counter. Close enough. Another hand, a young woman, rests itself on his. She guides his fingers to a laminated menu. Conway closes his eyes, opens them, maybe closes them again, impossible to differentiate. Choice 1, order coffee. Choice 2, order waffles. Choice 3, ask her about the basketball game. What's the one thing that you definitely want to do in a game that's weird? Do the weird things. I'm going to ask her about the basketball game that I still have no idea why I'm asking about. The Wildcats are struggling, but today was an important game. They could have rallied. Perhaps the waitress heard the game from the kitchen. Or maybe she's a fan herself. Conway clears his throat. He feels a warm hand against his cheek and freezes. Her fingers run across the stubble of his chin. He feels like apologizing. She leans forward, and so does he. And now we're back on the road again. See? Enya. I'm looking for Conway. I'm looking for Cumberland. And now we're back on the road. And you said it in like, and who can say where the road goes? With all caps. Oh, here we are, Cumberland. There's no diner here. Well, I found a diner. So now we'll just head to the north on 65. Oh, wait, we're over here. On-ramp? Act 1, Scene 3. We're still in Act 1. Elkhorn Valley. We talked to Blue again. And we asked Blue where the wolves are going for paradise. but only if we were actually in Wolf's Rain. Conway brushes some of the dirt off of Blue's hat. Choice 1, how's it going, Blue? Choice 2, take it easy, Blue. Take choice 1. As Xander can tell you, I will always talk. I thought he was sleeping on my cables. I will always talk to him. How's it going, Blue? Choice 1. Not sure that lady was right about the on-ramp to the zero being here. Or choice 2. Hey, you got something on your hat. Choice 1. Not sure that lady was right about the on-ramp of zero being here. Choice 2. I guess you can't just tell with some folks. They're liable to run you around just for kicks. Or Conway. 2. Better look around though. Must be down here somewhere. I'll pick choice 2. Better look around though. Choice 1. Better hurry though, weather's about to turn. Or choice 2. Let's take our time and check this out thorough, okay? I'll take choice 2. So the whole conversation with Blue goes, how's it going, Blue? Not sure that lady was right about the on-ramp to zero being here. Better look around though. Must be somewhere. Down here somewhere. Let's take our time and check this out thorough, okay? Alright, so we are going to check this place out. Come on, Blue. You make it, Blue. Oh, this dog is so old. There we go, Blue. Good boy. Alright, so we found an entrance. Act 1, Scene 4.
Elkhorn mine. You.
The sneeze was supposed to be there. I swear it. Ugh. It was supposed to be there and then decided to cop out, but I had already committed. Okay. Shannon speaks into the large brick cell phone held up to her ear. Choice 1. It's $200 for 2 weeks. Choice 2. Yeah, it's kind of an emergency. Or choice 3. No, it's fine. I'll figure it out. I don't know who Shannon's talking to, but apparently we're playing Shannon now. So, I'll pick choice 2. Yeah, it kind of is an emergency, says the voice on the phone. Choice 1, that's true. Choice 2, I guess he can't kick me out for another week or 2. Or choice 3, but can I trust him not to just change the locks? Choice 3. Choice 3. But can I trust him not to change the locks? Choice 1. Yes, and I appreciate that, but... Choice 2. Okay, you're right. Choice 3. Just... Never mind. I have to go. Sorry. I'd probably be a choice 1 person. Yes, and I appreciate that, but... Choice 1. Okay, I'll talk to you tomorrow. Love you. Choice 2. Forget it. Bye. It's pretty rare when I do this second one, so I'm going to pick for myself the first one. Okay, I'll talk to you tomorrow. Love you. Shannon hangs up the phone and puts it away. We'll talk to this stranger who just came in with this old dog. Conway says, excuse me, ma'am. I saw the light was on and I'm looking for the on-ramp to... Shannon says, choice 1, are you here to kick me off the property? Or 2, do you believe in ghosts? Let's go with 2.
Do you believe in ghosts?
Well, let's see. I do believe a place can be haunted, if that's what you mean, replies Conway. Shannon's choice 1 says, what about a person? Can a person be haunted? Or 2, no, that's not what I mean. I'll pick choice 1 because I'm curious as to what she means.
What about a person? Can a person be haunted?
Conway replies, sure, I guess a person could. Sometimes I feel haunted myself. Choice 1, what haunts you? Choice 2, me too.
What haunts you?
Conway replies, bad decisions, I guess. Wasted youth. Well, look, here's what it is. I drive deliveries for a shop called Lisette's Antiques, and I'm out here trying to finish this job. Choice 1, you're making a delivery to the mine. Choice 2, what kind of stuff are you hauling? In my head, he's already finished saying antiques. So, choice 1.
You're making a delivery to the mine?
Oh, no. I have a livery for 5 Dogwood Drive, and I can't even remember seeing that address before. Now I need to take the highway called the Zero. So I met this young lady named Weaver Marquez, and she sent me this way, so here I am. Uncommon kind of place for an on-ramp, but that's what it's been like so far away with...
What?
Choice of Connors. Choice for Conway. Conway can say, Weaver Marquez, do you know her? Or the Zero, is that around here? Let's go with Weaver Marquez. Let's go with 1. Why not? Weaver Marquez, do you know her?
So you saw her tonight. I know Weaver. She was, she's my cousin. I'm Shannon Marquez.
Choice 1, Conway says, you're the one who fixes televisions. Choice 2, I get it. She tricked me. Choice 1, fixes televisions. Let's see. Because we bumped into them, right? We didn't actually come directly this way. We went to Marquez first, and then cool. Oh, you're the one that fixes televisions.
Oh, that's right. Did she tell you that too? Of course she did. Weaver doesn't lie. One time, when we were younger, she told me my dad had been in a terrible car wreck. There was crushed metal everywhere, and we'd be hearing about it through the echo through the house for years, she said. I was very upset, crying. And then my dad walked in the door. Just came back from a trip from a junkyard collecting scrap metal to fashion into wind chimes. I was angry. But she said it wasn't a joke. And it wasn't a lie. At the time, I thought she meant it as a riddle or a puzzle. But Weaver's not a puzzle. She's a mystery. Choices for Conway. So maybe Zero is down here somewhere, or so what are you doing down here, Shannon? Let's try the first one. See what happens. So maybe the Zero is down here somewhere? Shannon replies, maybe it is. Well, I don't mind the company. I've got business down here myself. I've talked to Weaver earlier this evening, too. Or, anyway, she talked to me. It's hard to tell if she's listening sometimes. Weaver told me I had to come down here to the old Elkhorn mine. She said I'd find something I've been looking for. Choice 1, where did you see Weaver? Choice 2, what are you looking for? Choice 2, what are you looking for? Says Conway. Shannon replies, I'm not exactly sure. I have a few ideas. I'll know it when I see it. It's not such a bad thing, you showing up now. All told, I'd rather not go down there alone. Your dog should stay up here, though. It's no place for a dog. This is an old mine. It runs pretty deep and tangled. If we're going to go down into it to find your on-ramp or whatever else, we've got to keep our bearings. I don't want to get turned around. I've got some gear here to measure conductivity, frequency response, stuff like that. Maybe we can find a way to put a signal out ahead, do some analysis, and figure out what kind of topology we're up against. Choice 1 for Conway, topology, okay. Choice 2, sure, let's look around. Let's do sure. Conway replies, sure, let's look around. I'm actually enjoying reading this interactive fiction. So Shannon goes on ahead in the mines.
Blue will stay here. There's a PA system? Shannon says, that runs into the mine's PA system. Do you think it still works? Let's see. Conway can reply, there's only one way to find out. Or 2, the little light on the front of it is off. Only one way to find out.
All right, give it a whirl, says Shannon.
Conway's choices now are, is anybody down there? How big is this place? Or silence. I'll go with the first one. Is anybody down there? Shannon listens and says,
nothing. Oh, there's no power. Yeah, okay. Even when this old mine was up and running, it was tricky to keep stuff powered. You know, the miners used to have to pay just to run the fans and the lights. Yeah, they got paid in these crappy plastic tokens, coal script, you know. And if you wanted to run the fans for a bit of air to clean up, then you have to put a token in. My parents used to work here. So did Weaver's parents. I guess a lot of folks' parents worked here.
So choice 1, Conway can say, so let's just head ahead into the mine and see what we see. Or Conway's 2, can we power it up? I'm for let's have light, not dark. Can we power it up?
Shannon says, I bet we have just have to free up some power for the PA system. Everything is rationed. Here, set up that lamp of yours and I'll go unplug these ceiling lights.
Conway clears his throat nervously. Conway tries to think of something clever to say, or Conway fidgets with change in his pocket. Go ahead, Conway. Try to think of something clever to say. Nothing. Shannon says,
I heard the speakers back here crackle a little bit. It's on now, right? Try say something into the mouthpiece.
He says nothing, or he says, well.
Oh, okay, I hear you. We need to measure the echo delay time and figure out how deep the tunnels run. Just make some noises into the mouthpiece.
He can he can do everything that a microphone engineer absolutely hates. He can tap the mouthpiece. He can rub his finger along the surface of the mouthpiece, or he can clear his throat. I will never get the chance to do this because anytime I ever work with a microphone, if I ever touch the top of it like that, I get yelled at. So, vicarious living, here we go. Conway rubs a finger along the surface of the mouthpiece. Let's see, or he can scrape a coin across the mouthpiece, knock on the table, or hum a deep tone into the mouthpiece. Hums a deep tone into the mouthpiece. Conway spits, whistles, or he blows on the mouthpiece. Let's do whistling. That's a brighter concept.
Darn, says Shannon. That's a long delay. These tunnels run deep. I bet some of them have ruptured or joined up with a cave system. All right, I set up my spectrum analyzer, so just say something into the mouthpiece so we can get a sense for how narrow the mine tunnels are. Don't be shy. Just say anything that comes into your head. Tell me a story about something. Or what did you have for breakfast today?
The first one says, here's a story. I used to do work repair. 2, I had breakfast with Lisette. Oh, I want the breakfast with Lisette story. All right. She made biscuits. I made red-eye gravy. I just had coffee. First off, I love biscuits. So absolutely, Lisette made biscuits. She talked about her late husband, Ira. We talked about the day's work, or we listened to the radio. I feel like Lisette, the antique store dealer, would have a husband. She cleared the table. Then I loaded the truck. Then we just sat there for a bit. I probably said that we loaded the truck after breakfast. Shannon says,
I got it. Looks like the tunnels are pretty cramped. Yeah, low ceilings. Ugh, hope you're ready to stoop a bit. You're probably used to it. One more test. We just need to know if the air is breathable or if it's too thin or too dense. Just sit real close to the mouthpiece and breathe. I'll measure the resonance of your breath with the air in the tunnels. Just try to relax and breathe naturally. Conway can breathe and think about the road, or he can think about resting. I think about the road. And my mind wanders when I think. He remembers a moment earlier in the day or when he was younger. I would remember a moment in the day. Shannon perks up. Getting some pretty strong readings here. I think we're in good shape, but keep at it for a minute. He visualizes a hot meal or he visualizes a cold drink. I am hot, like always, so cold drink it is. Conway breathes and relaxes as a peal of feedback and loose rocks engulf him. Huh? Did we just get captured? Collapsed onto? Act 1, Scene 5. I know! Right, Pedro? Elkhorn Mine. Jesus! Are you alright? What the heck? I can be okay, or my leg is stuck. Probably after that, my leg's gonna be stuck. Crap. Okay. I'm gonna pull you out. We have to get you out of here. Oh, there you go. Okay, are you hurt? Can you put any weight on that leg? It's all messed up or it's fine. Let's be fine for the moment. Okay, just try to stand up. Careful, I'm right here. Don't worry. I've got you. Oh, that leg is in bad shape. Here, let's get you onto the tram. There you go. Now, let's see if this thing has power. Reading Kisara, not jump scare. Are you sure? I did say that reading a jump scare would not scare me. Technically speaking, you know what? Whatever. It's fine. If I jump scare myself, that means I guess I must be doing pretty good, right? Right? As far as reading's concerned? Well, okay. That's some luck, right? We should be able to ride this tram right out of here to one of the auxiliary exits, if there are any. I think there are. Let's see. We can ask, what about... We can say, I can walk. Conway can say, what about Weaver? Conway can say, what about the on-ramp? I'm going to talk about... Oh, Weaver. What about Weaver, says Conway. Oh, we'll just find the exit, then figure out what to do from there. That's our first priority. So, the controls are over on your side, so let's get moving. Okay, so let's get moving. Oh, that's light. We need to... I'm guessing that way is not where I want to go, so we'll go this way. So far, this game is quite different from some of the other interactive games. I would probably put this in that Road Warden game I played. Oh, here we are. This may be hard to believe. It's hard for me to believe myself, but this whole branch was underwater last I heard. Choice 1 for Conway, is it safe? Or 2, how did it happen? Choice 2 for me. How did that happen, said Conway. Some careless miner or some untethered machine bored through into the underground lake. The water came in pretty fast, and a lot of folks got trapped in the tunnels. I only heard parts of how it went from there, sanitized for the bereaved. You know how these big companies are. But there was gossip, too. The trapped miners couldn't get the pumps going because the power was rationed. So they shut off the lights off, but even then, it wasn't enough. So I guess it was dark when they... Her voice trails off. Conway can ask, are you okay? Or 2, you lost some people down here, didn't you? I'm gonna ask number 2. You lost some people down here, didn't you? Asks Conway. Shannon replies, we all lost people down here. Well, not all of us, but most of us. It doesn't matter now. Look, this old turntable's still wired up. The controls are dead, but I can use my signal generator to switch the tracks. If the water hasn't damaged it too much. Or we can just keep heading down this tunnel. All this junk hanging around the turntable is from the company store. Just junk, you know? The miners would buy it and use it to decorate the place. Or as landmarks, I guess. Hard to know which way is down here. It's all dim and gray. Shannon connects the 2 clip leads from her signal generator to the turntable's electrical panel. We're on track between the animal bones and the rowboat, so... Okay, first off, I don't like that these words are shaking because Pedro just asked me what if I get jump scared for stuff. Tuning. She can choose the pendulum and the casket, the fat feeder and the rope scarecrow, or disconnect from the signal generator. We'll go with the first one, the pendulum and the casket. I'm breathing. Alright, so we went with pendulum and casket. That was my alarm. Ooh, I found a tape player. A dusty reel-to-reel tape player is stashed beneath the track, loaded with tape but starved for power. Yeah. Well, I guess we're going back. This was not the way out. So we'll make our way back to the turntable. Alright, so that was the pendulum and the casket. So the next one is the bat feeder and the scarecrow. We'll try that one. Okay, so now we'll keep moving here and see where this takes us. Takes us to a broken track. Shannon says, These tracks are all messed up here. This tram isn't going any further. I wonder what's down that tunnel. So we'll make our way back, because there's no way. So we'll go back to the first one, animal and bones. Okay, so she connects it. So we're going to animal bones and rowboat. And we're going to keep going down that road. That was the first one we were on. All right. I wonder what that tape player said. Alright, this looks kind of like the beginning, right? Had that archway. Ah, found the exit. Ah, thank God. Okay, said Shannon. So we can choose, Conway can choose let's go or let's poke around here a bit more. We actually already explored all the other ones, so let's go. Yeah, okay, I just... That tunnel where the tracks were broken? I'd like to look down... I'd like to take a look down there. So Conway says, do whatever you need. I'll just wait for you here. Or Shannon can say, if you wait for me here, I'll just take another look around. We'll take Shannon real quick. If you wait for me here, I'll just take another look around. Conway responds, sure. Okay, I'll be right here. Okay, so now we're going to let Shannon go to the basement. Back to that old track section. Helmets. She found a stack of helmets. Hundreds of helmets. Alright, we're outside the tunnel now. Hey, stranger. Conway can say, didn't think you were coming back, or did you find what you were looking for? I think Conway would say, did you find what you were looking for? So Conway says, did you find what you were looking for? Yeah, maybe. Look, we're not going to talk about that anymore, okay? Conway says, sorry, or fair enough. Fair enough is fine. How's your leg? Conway can respond, I can walk on it, but it's slow, or I can walk on it, but it's painful. I'd rather be walking slow. Well, I'll try not to get too far ahead of you. If you don't mind my hitching a ride, do you? I kind of got a lift out here and wasn't sure if, when I'd be heading back. I can drive. Conway says, I can handle it, or maybe that's best. I'm gonna let Conway drive. It's his truck, company car, you know how it goes. Shannon responds, okay, it's your decision. Conway says, I still need to find the 0, or I guess I should look for another route to Jogwood Drive. I will try the second one, see what happens. Yeah, alright. Well, maybe asking Weaver about the 0 was the wrong place to start. Maybe we should ask her for specific directions. Her answers are complicated enough without a layer of indirection at the question. I saw Weaver at my workshop. It's up north by Lake Nolan, right at the Wax and Paonia. I've been in the back of a bait shop. Pretty glamorous, right? These are the times we live in. She's either up there or back at the farmhouse. Whichever you want to head to first, just let me know. I clicked on the one with the two stick figures. I don't know what it means. Oh, they're talking. They have a conversation. It just dawned on me. It's like, I hope it's not too dark for you guys. Shannon says, Lizette's Antiques. I guess this is your truck. Conway can reply, surprised, or this is my truck. This is my truck. Oh, we talked to Blue. We always talk to Blue. So we're going to introduce Shannon. Shannon says, nice to meet you, Blue. Shannon's choices are, I've got some dried banana slices in my bag. Would you like one, or do you help with the driving? She's got dried banana slices. Look, Xander, she's got dried banana slices. Shannon says, I don't really like them anyway, or take care of your friend here, and there's more of that where that came from. That's choice 2. I'm going to take that one. So the whole conversation starts with Conway saying, Blue, this is Shannon. Shannon says, nice to meet you, Blue. I've got some dried banana slices in my bag. Would you like one? Take care of your friend here, and there's more where that came from. And now we drive. All right, Conway has places to go. Okay, so we're gonna go back to well, I guess since we're here, we might as well back to the farmhouse. It's right there. Act 1, Scene 6. The Marquez farmhouse. Slow and steady. Is that a crab with a knife in its hands? I'm ready for it. Ah, he needs help walking now. So now Shannon is helping him walk up the thing. Hold on, I realize my thing's dusty. Oh, we can talk about the graveyard with her. Shannon says, there's nobody buried here, you know. It's decorative, I guess. Or it's art, or something. I don't know. Conway says, a decorative graveyard, choice 1, or choice 2, what are the names on the headstones? Because there are names on them. So Shannon says, Nowakowski, Padilla. I don't know those names. Maybe the people who lived here before. I know when they bought this property, it had already a house and everything. Or maybe it had some other meaning. Oh, and look at that headstone. Marquez. I used to think that was for my parents. Now I don't know. Interesting, interesting. She doesn't know who the Marquez graveyard is for? We're going inside the house, right, Shannon?
right, we'll talk to Shannon. I don't see Weaver here.
So this is where she was? Yeah, makes sense. This was where Weaver and her parents lived. They took out a bunch of loans, and had this place built. Do you have any debts?
Conway can respond, 1, I never had any collateral, or 2, I owed some people some apologies. I like the second one, because that's generally true of every one of us. Conway responded, I owe some people apologies. Shannon laughs. Well,
you're lucky that's all you owe. My parents were like that. Until the company store found a way to get to them. For Dad, it was tokens to run the fans and air purifiers. And for Mom, it was canaries. 2 solutions to the same problem, but they sure sounded different. Weaver had debt too. A lot of it. All tuition.
Conway can ask, how did she pay it off? Or she said she was a mathematician or something. I would probably go with the second one. She said she was a mathematician or something.
Yeah, says Shannon. She studied some esoteric stuff about, something about using math to translate between Spanish and English. I think eventually Weaver put those math skills to work on all the red numbers in the family checkbook and got a clear sense of just how hopeless their situation was. So she left. I guess she just drove away in the middle of the night. They woke up one morning and the car was gone. Never came back. Until tonight.
Conway responds with one of 3 choices. He can say, 1, someone else told me to come here and talk to her. She seemed really focused on that TV is 2. Or were you happy to see her is 3. I'll say the first one, because I don't know these people. Someone else told me to come here and talk to her.
Huh, says Shannon. Okay, I guess we aren't the only 2 she's been talking to. Oh, that's not something you see every day. That old TV right there? Well, that is a darn antique for you. I had a model just like that in the shop once, but I had to sell it off to make rent. Ugh, most painful decision I ever made. Say, do you mind if I opened it up? It looks like the dials are all corroded and the screen is leaking a bit. Come on, I bet Lisette would never forgive you for letting a specimen like that fall into disrepair.
So, sure, go ahead. She's tuning the TV. We're zooming in on the scene. Blackout. Now the TV is on, and we see that barn in the distance.
Shannon says, oh yeah, these tubes are all messed up. Look, like they've been in a swamp or a cave or something. There's moss growing on this one. That's okay. I have a few spares in my bag here. Here, I just pulled this one out of an old computer monitor. It needs to be recalibrated a bit. Okay, that oughta... Alright, you should be seeing something now. Are you seeing anything?
Let's see. Conway can respond, hey, that looks dangerous. What are you doing there? Or 2, a little bit to the left, question mark? I'm going a little bit to the left because she's a TV repair person. She should be fine, right?
Darn, okay. Here, I think the contacts are dirty. Now, don't go telling my customers I clean off old vacuum tubes with spit. There, just gotta turn it north and south, and...
We zoom in on that barn from before. And it changes into not a barn at all. Ominous drone intensifies. That's the sound effect. Is droning hard. Is that a cave? I don't like it either, Pedra. Nope. Not one bit. Huh. End of Act 1. Hmm. Mm-hmm. Interesting. So that was limits and demonstrations. So Karma at the beginning of this said that this was released every few months, and basically, if you waited the few months, your memory becomes foggy of what just happened. I really could tell you, I have no idea what just happened, and I'm fairly certain most of those tiny choices I made, I will 100%. Oh, it's turning. 100% kind of semi forget. So we would actually go into chapter 2, right? Is this one now? Ah, okay. That's scary. Also, the fact that it's a bobby pin is very specific. So I imagine chapter 2 is the next chapter that we would actually do. So I'm trying to think. I'm probably not going to play chapter 2 at this section. I will let the very busy day I have tomorrow come up and go from there. And I'll probably do this again on Friday. I already planned that I was going to take like a couple times. At first, I was like, I'll just do chapters like 1 and 2 and whatnot and go through. But I actually think I want to take a little bit of time to space them in between. I know episodically it would be different to try to make this done every 2 months. I guess I could do it that way, but I bought them all at once. But I think I can get away with having like a day in between. So I'm going to do this again on Friday. I'm going to pick up at the entertainment. Then next week, Drake actually has a real like scheduling problem. So I'm probably going to take over for his Sunday since he can't do a Sunday anyway. And I'll do Sunday and we'll do chapter 3 then. That'll be another 3 days missing. And then we'll be back again on Wednesday and then Friday. And so we'll have all of that all squared away and we'll get this done, but with a little bit of space in between. So hopefully you all keep very busy and have wonderful holiday weekends to kind of distract yourselves from whatever this whole thing is, because I can promise you I will definitely be confused through probably most of it. Thank you all very much for joining me. I appreciate it. We're at the 2-hour mark anyway, so that worked out. Let me see. If anyone has anyone that they would like to raid into, feel free to tell me now. I'll give it 30 seconds for doing it, and if not, I will pick someone that I am currently looking at. So, what have we got here? 30 seconds to go into. So, again, just to kind of recap, I'll be back again on chapter 2, the entertainment, on Friday. We will continue the story for it. And we'll do all 5 episodes. We'll space them out. And then we'll pick up again on Sunday. Take a look at the Discord for the changes for next week's schedule. And otherwise, yeah, that's pretty much it. This rotating hand thing is kicking me in the patootie. It's a lot to handle. All right. So, if no one has anyone to raid in the next 15, let me see who we have available. I have a couple. Okay, so let's see. I think... Yeah. Paying Time says, I always weird. Like, what if they don't like them? No, I mean, it's one of those things where I would I do not worry whether you guys like them or not. It's more along the lines of I will give this person a recommendation. If I don't like someone and I send you all to them, that I think is would be wrong of me. But if you all don't like something, that is totally your prerogative. You are more than welcome to do so. You are more than welcome to like stay and be like, "Oh, this is really cool," or they're playing game content that's great, or whatever it is. I always ask because you all have more people than I know, and sometimes you bring great streams to the fore. Sometimes you don't. Sometimes I'm just like, this is okay. But all the time, recommendations are always handy, and I think it's nice to spread us all around. That sounds weird, but you get the idea, right? Not spread us around like we're pate. Or I'm gonna stop. All right, let's go to. No. 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 May I recommend Triple Deek then? Yes, you may. Also, Brittany, at any point, I actually have a channel point. So if people are like, I absolutely want you to, at any point during the stream, you're more than welcome to. I'll generally always ask at the end, though. But yeah, no, absolutely. So here you go. Triple Deek, TR raid. Triple Deek. I think I got it right. I did get it right. Pay for it plenty of time. Pay your channel points. At the end, I always generally ask, but if at any point you're absolutely like, you need to check out this person needs to raid, or whatever it is, you need to check them out. Or oh, hey, I know this person, and you do me a favor and support them, or check them out and see what content they have. That's what the channel point's generally for. All right, so here we are. Thank you all for joining this weekend. I hope to see you all again on Friday for Act 2. As always, stay safe, everyone, and have a wonderful rest of your week. All right, take care.